Hey everybody, a little update here on the 33 days to morning glory. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're still plugging away. I'm in my little office here, and you can tell I'm at work because look, there's my name tag. Hey, do you know that I wear a name tag? It's mostly for my own reference. Anyway, just wanted to give you a little background. I've had some people asking me, hey, I don't know, I just don't feel like I'm getting kind of like how this sort of Mary thing makes sense. You may have noticed in the week we've been in, it's the Mother Teresa week, right? Like on day 18 here, it says, Mary's role is to bring us face to face with the love in the heart of Jesus crucified. So you might say, okay, you know, so far so pious or whatever, but what I want to do is just sort of answer the question, how is that possible? What's the theologic of it? A little bit of what's kind of the metaphysics behind it. Here's a good place to look. There's an amazing paragraph in the Catechism of the Catholic Church. It's paragraph 1085. So the question that brings up is, how does, like, Mary, okay, she's a human person, how does she bring me in touch with the heart of Jesus crucified, right? Isn't Jesus' crucifixion, like, he's not crucified anymore. He's not on the cross, right? He's ascended into heaven. Is this, you know, maybe the Protestant objection here would rise up where it's, oh, you Catholics are just doing this whole crucified Jesus over and over thing, and then making Mary into something that she's not. It's a good question. Listen here to paragraph 1085, the Catechism of the Catholic Church. I'll just pick out kind of one main theme here. It says this: when Jesus' hour comes, he lives out the unique event of history which does not pass away. What's his hour? It's his hour of his glorification on the cross, right? He's being lifted up. Now, an hour there doesn't mean it's like a 60-minute period. It means a moment, an event, right? The Catechism says, Jesus dies, is buried, rises from the dead, and is seated at the right hand of the Father. That's his Paschal mystery. It says his Paschal mystery is a real event that occurred in our history, right? Of course. And but listen, it says, but it's unique. All other historical events happen once, and then they pass away, swallowed up in the past. But the Paschal mystery of Christ, by contrast, cannot remain only in the past. Why? Because by his death he destroyed death. And all that Christ is, all that he did and suffered for all men. Listen, here's like the metaphysical key, the logic. All that he did participates in the divine eternity, and so transcends time while being made present in them all. The event of the cross and resurrection abides. So history is like this moment, then this moment, then this moment. It's like a timeline, right? But because of who Jesus is as the Son of God, through the power of his divinity, and by nature of the unique event of the cross and resurrection, think of it as like that one point in history kind of rises up above, and now it's accessible across space and time. Well, how's it accessible? Because of the nature of who God is as the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is what makes that accessible. The event of Christ's cross and resurrection, the transformation of death into life, sin into love, pain and suffering into love, is possible through the Holy Spirit. Now back to the Mary thing. Earlier, remember, we heard how if the Holy Spirit is the uncreated immaculate conception from all eternity between the Father and Son, then in history, Mary is the created, she's a human person, she's the created immaculate conception. Now go to the cross. What does that matter? If the Holy Spirit can link you up with the love of God, because he is the love of God, Mary's job at the cross in history is to draw people into an experience of the love of Jesus on the cross, the I thirst of Jesus, his thirst for love. And then because that event transcends time, Mary continues to play that role mystically, spiritually, however you want to say it, in a way that transcends time, so that she's still accessible there not by her own power, but by the power of the Holy Spirit. Anyway, that's a little bit of the background. This isn't just sort of pious Catholic stuff, right? This is a theological, biblical reality. And I think why it matters is because you look at your own life and you're like, I got all this dumb suffering in my life, I have these trials and stuff. I don't see love in this. I don't see the power of the cross. But see, go to the crucifixion of Jesus. Who saw the love? Who saw him thirsting for love? Mary did. And now in your life and in my life, with all of the seemingly insane and meaningless suffering, we can cry out to her and ask her to intercede for us. And as we are consecrated to Jesus through her, we start to see what she sees, that in the midst of my sufferings and in your sufferings, Jesus is thirsting to love and to be loved. Keep going, and I'm praying for everyone doing the consecration. God bless you.